Ever heard of a moment that changed everything? Well, this one did. It all started when a high-ranking SEAL admiral walked into a veterans reunion and tried to crack a joke. But when the quiet single dad across the room answered with two chilling words, "Iron Ghost," the entire hall fell silent. What happened next will make your heart stop, so stay till the end, and if this story moves you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support more stories like this. The veterans reunion was held at a large Navy base, flags waving, music playing, laughter echoing through the hall. Old comrades gathered, reminiscing about missions, scars, and the lives they once led. Among them sat Jack Reynolds, a single father in his late 30s, wearing a faded service jacket and keeping mostly to himself. He wasn't one for attention. He'd been invited by a friend who insisted he needed to get out more, meet old faces, remember the good days. Jack had served in the Navy before life turned upside down. His wife passed away when their daughter was just 4. Since then, he'd raised her alone, working as a mechanic in a small coastal town. He never talked about his service, and certainly not about the missions that had earned him the code name, Iron Ghost. To him, those were memories better left buried. The crowd's laughter grew louder when Admiral Thompson took the stage. Decorated, respected, and known for his sharp humor, the Admiral was addressing the audience with tales of courage and camaraderie. Then, scanning the tables, his eyes landed on Jack, the man sitting quietly in the back, staring at his coffee. Well, the Admiral chuckled into the mic, "We got some quiet ones here. You, son, what's your call sign? Don't tell me it's something cool like Eagle Eye, or Ghost Rider." The crowd laughed along, expecting a light-hearted answer. Jack didn't even look up at first. But when he did, his eyes were steady, cold, distant, the kind that had seen things most couldn't imagine. He said softly, "Iron Ghost." The laughter died instantly. The Admiral froze, his face draining of color. The microphone slipped slightly from his hand. Whispers rippled through the crowd as old veterans turned their heads, exchanging glances. Some even stood. "You're Iron Ghost," the Admiral repeated, his voice quieter now, almost reverent. Jack nodded once. Thompson swallowed hard, stepping away from the mic. I thought that was just a rumor," he said. Nobody was supposed to survive that mission." Jack didn't reply. His mind flickered back to that night, the classified mission that went wrong, deep in enemy territory. He had been the only one left standing after the extraction failed. They'd said he was a ghost, that no man could have survived what he did. But he had. He had because he made a promise, to come home for his daughter. The room was silent now, filled with men who suddenly remembered the cost of service. The Admiral walked down from the stage and approached Jack, his eyes filled with something between awe and guilt. "You saved lives that night," he said quietly. "We never got to thank you. We didn't even know who made it out." Jack looked up, emotion flickering behind his stoic gaze. "I wasn't the only one," he said. "Somebody had to tell the story." Later that evening, as the crowd thinned, the Admiral joined Jack outside. The night air was cool, the stars faint above the base lights. "Why didn't you ever come forward?" he asked. Jack shrugged. "I had a little girl who needed a dad more than the Navy needed another hero." Thompson smiled sadly. "She must be proud." "She doesn't know," Jack admitted. "She just thinks her old man fixes cars." The Admiral paused, looking at him with a kind of respect that words couldn't capture. "You did your duty twice, son, once for your country, and once for your family. That takes more courage than any medal." A few weeks later, the Navy quietly contacted Jack. They were setting up a scholarship fund for children of fallen SEALs, and the Admiral personally requested to name it after the fallen members of Operation Ghost Strike. But Jack refused the spotlight. Instead, he suggested something else. Name it, the Promise Fund. For every soldier who came home because someone refused to give up. When his daughter turned 16, she found an old medal tucked in her father's drawer. Confused, she asked, "Dad, were you a hero?" Jack smiled, pulling her close. "No, sweetheart," he said softly. "But I served with some." Years later, when she graduated, the Admiral himself attended the ceremony. He found Jack standing at the edge of the crowd, still quiet, still humble. The Admiral extended his hand. "The legend of Iron Ghost still inspires recruits," he said. "But I think I finally understand. You were never chasing glory. Jack looked out at his daughter walking across the stage, her eyes shining. No, he said. Just peace. The story of Iron Ghost spread quietly through Navy circles, not as a tale of action, but of sacrifice, fatherhood, and the unseen heroes who walk among us, men who carry their scars not for recognition, but for love. So if this story touched your heart, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it. Because somewhere out there, another, Iron Ghost, is living quietly, giving everything for someone they love. And maybe, just maybe, that's the truest kind of hero there is.